Okay, so we have taken our brand bot, we fed it into our Content Blitz bot. We have everything going to get out this nice readout example. And now we're going to go ahead and take this into our ad brew method. Well, what does that mean? It just means we're testing the language that resonates best. So you might see it out there in the live environment, Instagram or Facebook, where there's just a square. Sometimes there's a split, weird, contrasting color, and the main focus is for someone to look at the message. And then we measure this by click-through, but not just click-through rate, but we want site click-through rates. So I like including the client image. We've been live for a while in market, so I don't want to waste clicks, even though I'm testing out language. I still want some brand recognition because if I have a high click-through rate, I don't just want to test the market. I want to make sure if I do hit the right person at the right time, I might get a sale. And I think that's where we win a lot with the Adverlytx method is our top of funnel will sometimes be more efficient than middle funnel just because we're telling the story better right away with language that resonates. So we have our readout here. I just did a little concatenation formula because the Content Blitz bot will spit out the emotion and the pain point just so you can see them clearly. But we do want to be able to take this entire piece here, paste it in. Now, I did say, I do want to make this a little bit smaller. I do want the focus to be the language here, but I do want to give people an idea of what they're saying if they're clicking through. I just don't want to click through because it resonates with someone. I want to make sure it's impactful. So if I pop in here and I go into, this nice thing about Canva, it's free to use. I think it's worth it, at least in the first couple of months, for you to pay for a very limited version. It's like $18 a month. You won't use it for that long. You'll probably end up using a freelancer that will do a lot of this for you, and they usually absorb the Canva costs. They usually have an account, especially if you're on Fiverr or Upwork and saying, I need a Canva designer. Usually they have within this bulk create. You can find it in apps if it's not already available. But if you search bulk create under apps, you'll get right back to this area. I want to do enter data manually. So it gives you a little like readout here. This is way better for not ads, but they automatically email. Just in case you want to do something. And then here, paste all of these pieces here that I just grabbed, be 15 total from my example here. So I'll hit done. And now I'll come here to connect data, and I'm going to click through here. So what's it's going to do, it's going to create automatically 15 versions of this ad, and that is going to be what I'm uploading to Facebook. So you can see that it's not always the best here. Like we don't want to have to revise each piece. That seems like a lot. So I'm going to revert here and delete these. And that means first, before I do this again, I'm going to expand this. So I'm going to make this here and put in text. And now that Canva sees we have this full area to use, do bulk create again. So enter data manually, delete here. Connect data, add brew, continue, create 15 designs. Okay, so this should be a much better split out. There we go. It's way better. We just want to go through and make sure that there's nothing that reads weird. I know it's long, but we are trying to connect people that do read ads. I know not everybody does. We kind of scroll city, we're just ADHD scrolling, but if we hit the right person with the right color, which really breaks up their scrolling parade, we will get in front of the right people. And the thing is that Meta knows how to find the right people, even top of funnel with broad targeting. So that's what we're going to do here. Into these pieces, and I'm going to go upload them to Meta ads. I will see you in just a moment. Yes. One thing I should mention is when you want to download this, you go to File, Download, view all 15 pages. Definitely. They want to team, they should all download individually. Download, it will as a zip file. So we're in the account here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to, as if we're starting from scratch, we're going to hit create. We're going to hit traffic. I know we're normally doing awareness over leads or sales, especially if you're an e-commerce company. We are specifically looking for traffic. So we'll hit continue. Appreciate you, Meta, but for this, we are definitely hacking it. We're not doing settings. We're going to manual traffic. So in manual traffic campaign, we're going to name this Adbrew Content Blitz. In Content Blitz testing, we're going to go here. We don't really need to do any type of campaign budgeting here because we're only going to have one ad set versus one campaign. It's the same budget, so it doesn't really matter here. We don't need to specify anything. We'll just move forward here. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to just name this Content Blitz for 1. And then we're going to get website. Sometimes we use an app. Sometimes we do have a catalog live. It's really good to utilize one ad set for each of those types of media. In this case, we are just putting in static ads and we want more visits. Looking for maximum number of link clicks, absolutely. Dynamic creative, no. Let's make sure we leave that off. It's really good to have sometimes when we test. But so here's what we're going to do. We're going to set a $10 budget. And then we're going to change here because we are playing with someone. It's a little bit more, probably like 25 through 65 up. And we do want to look possibly adding a detailed targeting, just the most simple targeting. We could do broad targeting here, and that is going to be how we utilize top of funnel in the Adverlytx method when we actually have our stunning creative, when we're using what we know is working. We are going to test and let Meta do exactly what it's supposed to do. But for now, we're going to play around with all right, so we did minimize this a little bit. People that are interested in New York, we have walking and physical access seem obvious to a walking too. And then we do want to target household income that's a little bit high. We do have a really so we're aiming to be below 10 people. We don't want that many, but we do want more than a few 100,000. So we do want to give Meta a chance to know exactly who it believes already just based off of the millions of data points it has, who is more likely to have interest in the ad, but not just interest, but we want people that are ready to click through. So this is probably pretty good. Again, we won't utilize this in our top of once we have our ad and we know what message resonates in market. For now, this is what. And then placements, very important here. Very, very important. Because we have one block image, we don't want to utilize reels or stories or on desktop, the right panel that everyone ignores. I know Meta has its way, shape, and form for why it utilizes those placements, but for now, we are strictly wanting to break the feed. We want to stop people from scrolling. We want to get their attention there. So what we're going to do is we're going into advantage placements. We're going to go to manual. We're going to take away audience network. We're going to take away messenger. And we're just going to focus on just feeds. So no search results, no stories, no reels. This is strictly feeds. Name this 1. Why 1? You'll find out soon here. But we're going to basically create 1 here, and we're going to clone that, and then we're going to upload all the rest of our media. So we should have 15 pieces of media that we're giving Meta a chance to. I'm going to go down to manual upload, single image. We're going to take off multi-advertiser ads. All 15. Pause while these upload, and I'll be back. All right. Here we go. So we're going to click number 1 here. I feel frustrated, blah, blah. We don't have to worry about defining the ad because once we see which example is working, we're going to come just reference what it is right here. So no need to be too in depth here on the ad level. Yeah, bam. That's all I want to see. Is that what it should look like? We should just see a little image of the shoe, but where the focus is the text. Next. We don't want music. Not that you get music on your feed. That off. Relevant comments. It doesn't really matter for this. It won't run long enough. Expanded images. We're going to set that off too. We don't want Facebook adding anything. We don't want it to bring in any other text. Not that it will, but sometimes it could. Visual touch-up's fine. Image template only off. No catalog items. And the rest is fine. We're going to hit done. So once we do that once, we're all set. We don't have to clone it. Browser add-ons, none. Definitely not going to hit forms. We see that went away. I'm glad that went away. Tries to kind of get sneaky. Sometimes you can. I mean, if you are a lead generation client, instant forms is great. You can capture people's information. You're doing lead gen, B2B stuff, because you're for them the ability to give you your information without leaving their scrolling session. Perfect. I think the main thing that we want to do here is we actually do not want to add any primary text. We want just this to be the text. We don't want any headlines. We just want to, well, actually, we want to add one headline. Stop walking. Well, we want to keep it pretty generic. We don't want anything to show up besides just shoes, and then we'll want to maybe like learn more. We'll keep it on learn more. We don't really want people to shop yet. We just want them to learn about it. It seems counterintuitive. That's love it. We got our website. We want to keep everything. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. We're going to hit duplicate the existing campaign. In here, and number of copies 14. Seems insane, but that's what we're going to do. So now I'm going to create some copies here. For the purpose of this video, you can either watch it in fast forward. I might skip some here, but you can see I'll do a few to record for the session, and then I'll kind of allow you to understand. You know, I don't want to waste your time. Not that this is a waste of time at all, but you'll get. Hey, we're going to call this one too. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to leave everything the same, and then we're going to come into media. Change. And then we're going to select, you guessed it, number 2. One. And so you have to scroll back up and rename it 3. First, since we're already at this part of the screen, it makes it pretty awful. We're going to come in here and change this one to 3. Sometimes Facebook just decides to move your stuff around. So it's not always in chronological way that it's named. So consider that. And come up here and name this 3. A little redundant, totally understand. Come up here, name this one 4. Come here, change this to 4. Feel free to put in some good music while you're doing this, because this is the most redundant part. But as anybody knows, Meta has some bugs. It's definitely not the most user-friendly dashboard, even though it is $1 billion. The way it is. I'll do one more here for you. And here. 5. Come up here, rename it. So by the time I come back from the video, you should see all 15 here. Okay, here we are. We have 15 ads, all different. 1 through 15, 13 snuck down here for some reason. That's what Facebook does, but all of these are different. So if we come in, close this, grab these 15, and go to preview, we can see all 15 ads. It's kind of different. They are some of your paying to each individual ad, making sure you didn't duplicate it. Or and it's important, like if you do have a contractor or freelancer do this, no big deal. They should be able to follow this method. No problem. I mean, it's Sometimes time consuming. I mean, it took me less than 10 minutes, but we're only doing this once a month. Or when you're testing a new product, testing a new message, maybe doing some CRO testing, you're launching a new site, maybe you want to try something different. This is going to be the way that costs you 20 bucks versus thousands of dollars of developing a site and everything like that. So we can go ahead and publish. We'll see we have a new campaign, new ad set, 15 ads, no errors here. So I'm going to publish. And then the most important thing is coming up. It's going to be once this publishes, we're going to set a rule. It's going to protect us from spending too much, basically. And we're going to see that in just a second. This is finished published. Okay, here we are. So here's a couple things that we're going to do just to ensure we have all 15 checked, and we're going to go into rules and create a rule. It's going to be a custom rule. I'm going to click next. So we're going to say stop loss, 10 bucks. So what does that mean? It means turn off ads anytime. Cost. Greater than $9. Now, it's not likely that's going to happen at all. The Meta's going to spread this around, and we only have a $10 budget. But actually, we're going to change this to $5. We don't want it to spend any more than a certain amount on one ad. So Meta sometimes will just decide one creative is better than the other. That's okay. I mean, it's supposed to do that, but we just want to make sure that all the love is spread out here across these ads. We want to do maximum from the point they start running up until whenever. So it doesn't really matter the time range. You can do today, you can do last 2 days. It just will not have the rule run until the next day. But it's probably best to just keep this at maximum, hit create. And we're also going to create one more rule here. We're going to do the exact same method, create rule. And here's the thing. We want impression loss. We want to turn off an ad if any of it has more than 500 impressions. Now that might not like seem like a lot. We could do 1,000, but I think we want to start with 100 when dealing with this. Basically, we want this to run until each ad has gotten at least 500. And then our highest click-through rate is going to be our winner. But it's important to note that we do want to make sure that all click-through rates are above 1%. So we don't want to run all these and then find that every click-through rate was like 0.06 or whatever it might be. And that's the reason we don't run video ads. Because if we were running video or reels or something, that automatically makes your click-through rate a lot lower because it's serving a lot more often. And it's serving in places that aren't necessarily meant to drive. So if you're doing brand awareness or something like that, it makes more sense to just want a ton of impressions. In this way, we're trying to test which ones are going to stop you from scrolling and send you to a web page. So that's why click-through rate, especially link click, is the most important here. So we're going to make all ads pause after 100 impressions. And we're going to let these run. And so this is going to run about a day. Maybe I'll put this up to like 12 bucks. And then we'll learn by this time tomorrow, probably. And I'm excited to walk you through our results. So see you on the other side. Thanks so much.